Good afternoon. Today is really a special day for us. We are honored to have the presence of Dr. Garg, who could make it despite his busy schedule, Director General of Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, and also Director, Indian Institute of Petroleum, Dehradun. Professor Narayanan, Professor Agnihotri, Dr. J.S. Sharma just came but he left, and Dr. Bhargava are among the excellent personalities, and Shri V.S. Verma ji, who are experts and we are with us. First of all, let me tell you with deep sorrow that I wish to inform the demise of elder brother of Professor Adwal in the hometown Aligarh. So he could not make it. So he is not with us. So we have to conduct the program in his absence. Okay, to give the background of the program, this series of capacity building workshops were conceptualized in 2009 as only one in India, and this is the third workshop. Our aim is to address research issues and also share the experiences in the Indian context with the global view in mind. I remember when I was in DST and was to represent international meetings about carbon capture and storage, I was really afraid. But I read a lot about the subject and then more and more convinced that this will open up a new vista for research and technology in the 21st century. Recently, I was invited by the Chinese Academy of Sciences to a Green Technology Symposium, and I presented a paper on solar energy perspectives. But I was amazed to see the amount of research, serious research being pursued on CO2 capture, CO2 chemistry, in ionic crystals, polymers, and others. And our chief guest, Dr. Garg, initiated inspired this research way back almost 10 years about CO2 capture using ionic crystals. So I was, the results which were being presented and the amount of work which was being pursued by different researchers was really, I could see the momentum in this area. Carbon capture and storage and utilization is multidisciplinary, as we all know. It involves chemistry, physics, biology, chemical engineering, geology, earth and atmospheric science, energy and environment science, and not every subject. Internationally, the interest in scientific research has been growing very fast, as I told. Also not in China, but in many other countries. Technology demonstrations are growing also in number. There are currently 13 large-scale projects, according to Global Carbon Capture Institute, which are in operation, and 9 are under construction. So that will make it 22. First largest scale project in power sector became operational Boundary Dam integrated project, and it started in October 2014. 1 year down the line, the another project which was in the steel industry in 2013 it started in Abu Dhabi for the DRI plant, that is directly reduced iron. So even the industry, energy intensive industry has been following it up, and nearly 44 projects are there in the various planning stages. I'm only talking of the large scale projects, not the research projects, which may be hundreds in number. There are universities who have MSc courses in CCS. There are a plethora of activities on capacity building throughout the world by multilateral agencies, bilateral. In India, ACB CCS, the program today, is the only capacity building program sustained for last 6 years. Certainly, development of clean energy is in the context of climate change threats has given to the innovation such as CCS. In 2010, energy sector contributed to about 37% of GHG emissions, 65% of the GHG emissions, and it is expected to go up to 79% by 2030. There is a large shortage of there is a long-term strategic importance of CCS as part of the worldwide climate mitigation efforts. CCS is being looked at as a future key energy technology to power as well as energy industry. Our keynote speaker today will talk about the energy intensive industry, which is aluminium. CCS can capture up to 90% of emission. That is one good part. Despite its energy and cost challenges, three major CCS development in the power sector today two are in post combustion. One based on the conventional, another is on oxyfuel, and one pre-combustion, which is IGCC. No clear winner has emerged till now. We don't know which is the best as far as the implementation is concerned. Our focus in the today's workshop, as I said, is on the energy intensive industry like aluminium, steel and others. So now I will give you a brief outline of the program which we are conducting for 5 days. Our theme, as I said, is your carbon dioxide removal processes in energy intensive industry. Professor Agnihotri, Director, Jawaharlal Nehru Research Center for Design and Development, has kindly agreed to give a keynote address on aluminium industry perspectives. It will highlight importance of CCS in the energy consuming industry. To set the stage, on the second day we start with an overview of power sector development. Shri V.S. Vermaji will give us power sector development vis-a-vis carbon abatement. Then overview of CO2 sequestration and need for capacity building in this area will also be discussed. There will be 3 other lecture sessions on CO2 utilization. On the next day, focus changes to industry perspective again, and we talk about the fertilizer and coal and steel industries. From NTPC, we have a talk. Among others, Mr. Weber from Jupiter Oxygen is here, and we are extremely honored that he is speaking on the global advancements made on oxyfuel technology and CO2 utilization in enhanced coal bed methane recovery. In this special session, there will be a lecture by Dr. Mende from Dhanbad, CMI for Dhanbad, and also we are planning a lecture on yoga for those who are interested. Let me just complete a short overview. CO2, when disposed in the earth, is treated as a waste. So this can lead to several problems in terms of safety. How can it become an industrial good or utilized or recycled? This CO2 chemistry is gaining importance in this direction. In addition, biosequestration, microbes and enzymes are becoming important, as there are as many as 300 species of microbes which are identified for producing diesel or oil from CO2 sequestration. Catalysis is another area which is growing fast. On the 4th day, 30th July, we have number of presentations dealing with the advancements made in different areas. For example, in seaweed, innovations in storage, gas hydrates, and other soil, how it will react with the soil, how CO2, soil helps in CO2 sequestration besides plantation. The concluding section is on 31st July. It has an open roundtable discussion as well as the lecture on enhanced oil recovery on CO2 sequestration. The program is compact, and it is hoped that each of you gets something to take home back. CCS was my passion and dream to make it big. It will continue to be so. I owe it to Department of Science and Technology, Ministry of Earth Sciences, and ONGC Energy Center and other big organizations to support it and make it possible. I profusely thank all who are present and to our invitation. In case of any difficulty, please feel free to contact me. With India aiming to achieve energy independence, technologies of all sources of energy need to be pursued and development has to be focused. CCS cannot be ignored because technological feasibility and economic viability can come only through the constant research, through demonstration and pilot projects. It is a great pleasure for me to welcome you all to the Awareness and Capacity Building Workshop 2015. आप सबका आभार, बहुत बहुत आभार to make it possible. There is a small change in the program. In fact, since Dr. D.P. Agrawal is not here, Dr. Bhargava will be also giving some overview on the subject. And Professor Garg, actually our chief guest, will inaugurate the workshop instead of at scheduled time at about 3:20, because he has a meeting with the minister and the other program.